Uh, Next, we have with us a very special guest on the stage, uh, the Managing Director of Breaks India Limited. He is a celebrated chartered accountant. He occupies the position of the Chairman of Sundaram Finance Limited and Chairman of Sundaram BNP Paribas Home Finance, which is also a subsidiary of Sundaram Finance Limited, and presently holds the position as Managing Director of Breaks India Limited. He is also on the board of very many companies, including companies like Wheels India. He has received an MBA from University of Ann Arbor in Michigan, United States of America, and a very down-to-earth personality. We had a interaction with Mr. Viji Santhanam when in our Institute of Chartered Accountants we had the celebration of the golden jubilee, because after completing the 50 years of Southern India Regional Council, we have invited Viji Santhanam as the chief guest to our program. Unassuming and very down to earth, he actually inspired the entire audience in Music Academy. We still remember that, sir. So over to Mr. Viji Santhanam for a few minutes of your felicitations on Mr. CSS Dhanapal.
Dignitaries on the dais, friends, I've been sitting there listening, fascinated to the interesting introductions and talks of my predecessors, the three people. As I was introduced, I'm a very down-to-earth person, so I'll be much more prosaic. But first of all, congratulations to Mr. Dhanapal for the excellent publication, excellent book. I'm sure it involved a lot of detailed work, a lot of meticulous attention, flow charts, as my colleague mentioned, and also a lot of diligence. So congratulations for bringing out this book. Insolvency and bankruptcy is something, as a country, we have struggled with it for a long time. You had various things like Sikh Industries Bill, BIFR, nothing ended. They used to drag on for 20 years, 25 years with nobody getting satisfaction. So the promulgation of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Act was a significant milestone which came about. And I think as a process, not only the bankers who are the creditors to the company, but employees, stakeholders, other stakeholders also, there is a finite closure, and the company can be reborn. Sometimes it is wound up if it is not possible. Otherwise, it is reborn and changes hands and continues its existence. This is very essential in an economy for companies to be able to have closure when it is very clear that they don't have a prospect, or otherwise to change hands and continue the existence. We have, of course, seen in the press in the last 15 months only the big issues like the steel companies and the other infrastructure companies. But there are lots of companies which will have to go through this process. And legislation also creating a new profession of, I don't like the word liquidation. I prefer resolution. Resolution professionals who bring a final closure to a situation and help the company either to be wound up or to carry on its existence with a different charter, different owners. So I think it's a very healthy institution, and I'm very happy that Mr. Dhanapal has laid out clearly in substantial, elaborate detail of the process which has been set out in this act. Many of you have mentioned about the second edition. I think it is almost definite that there will be a third edition because so many changes. We are new to this, and I think we are learning as we go along, including the government. They have introduced a lot of amendments to the Act, and I'm sure as we go through, there will be more. So, Mr. Dhanapal, please start working on the third edition when it is required. And I'm sure the subsequent editions will be enriched by case studies on how things have been handled. It is still very new. You had only 18 months, 19 months of its existence. As resolutions happen, big companies, small companies, there will be interesting case studies on how the NCLT has finally closed the process of insolvency resolution. So my congratulations again to Mr. Dhanapal for the excellent way you handled the subject. I have not even attempted to read the book yet. I've seen the flow chart which Mr. Samir Mehta referred to, which on one page from the beginning to the end. I will start with that since he is also fascinated with flow charts, but I'm sure there's a lot more besides flow charts in the book, and I'll take some time to be guided by what is there in the book. My congratulations again, Mr. Dhanapal.